Hi, friends. In the past few weeks, we've covered my tracking tool tips and my daily hacks for my keto reset and for your keto success. And today, we're going to get into the hard stuff. I'm going to talk about the emotional baggage, which is very big when it comes to a weight loss successful journey. Today, I'll share some emotional strategies to help you identify and then implement these strategies for your own success. Before we get started, don't forget to hit subscribe in the corner here. Click the bell up there so you'll be the first to be notified when my videos drop on Friday mornings. Stay tuned. Hi, my fat burning friends. Welcome back to my weekly episode of 5 on Fridays, where I talk about my most successful keto tips and tricks for weight loss success. If you have followed me for any time, you know that I have lost a little over 100 pounds and I've managed to keep it off for a little over 2 years now. Today, I want to talk to you about the very difficult emotional issues surrounding obesity and trying to lose weight. I've battled with this baggage for 40 years, and it wasn't until I found the low carb lifestyle that I was able to finally identify and implement these strategies to help me find emotional healing. And before we get started, just keep in mind I am not a healthcare provider. I'm not a psychologist or psychiatrist or a social worker. I am just a blessed girl who was so fortunate to finally find a way of eating that healed me body, mind, heart, and soul. Here we go. All right, the first suggestion, most importantly, you have to be able to identify what derails you in your weight loss journeys. Of course, we all have good intentions when we set out on a weight loss journey, but what gets in our way? Some of the things that happen for me are boredom and stress, frustration, exhaustion, and fear. I've battled against all of these in my decades of weight loss journeys. Let's be real. We are all creatures of comfort. And when we're feeling some of these feelings I just mentioned, we want to be comforted. And no doubt, most of the time, the thing that comforts us most is comfort food. So take the time to identify these roadblocks, friends, and then we're going to work our way to navigate around them. Now, the second thing we all can acknowledge, which is so frustrating, dealing with those of us that have some type of food addiction, sugar addiction, we all have to eat. I mean, there's simply no way around it. So that is something that has always been so super frustrating to me and makes our journeys extra challenging. So, considering we all have to eat, what is the one roadblock I mentioned above that you think you battle with the most right now? What is derailing you? Is it boredom, frustration, exhaustion? Drop a comment below. I would love to hear where you're at. Most recently, for me, when the lockdown started, it was boredom. And that's why I found myself sitting on the couch watching TV, which is totally out of my habit, boredom, eating snacks at night. And that derailed me big time. So leave me a comment below what's derailing you. Next, I have been researching a lot for my book that I'm writing about blocks and what types of things are blocking us from finding success. One of them is the all or nothing thinking. I used to struggle with this a lot, like back in my Weight Watcher days. If I had a bad day when I was following calories in, calories out, I just figured the day was shot, and why not? Just splurge because it was all or nothing. Either I had a good day or I didn't. And those days I did not have a good day, those were definitely derailing my success. Another thing I've battled with is negative body image, and maybe you struggle with this as well. And this started for me back when I was in the third grade, when I blossomed early and I had to start wearing a bra at the age of 10 in third grade. I was bullied, I was made fun of, I was chubby, and I can go back and I can pinpoint that that's where my negative body image started. Another thing a lot of us have dealt with, and I've had periods of this, is depression. My weight always weighed heavy on my mind. I know I had clinical depression that was undiagnosed for years because I refused to go to get help. So some of us may have a real mental health issue in depression that's blocking our weight loss success too. Another whammy for me right now too is stress. I have been so stressed out. I am absolutely positive that my cortisol level is way up here. I have really had to work on handling my stress over the past 6 months, 12 months. And that is something that we really all need to acknowledge can be super detrimental to a weight loss success. And some of us may be dealing with some really difficult issues surrounding trauma. I mentioned earlier that I was bullied when I was a kid because I was chubby and well developed. And I'm pretty sure that that had a lot to do with the blocks that I had as I've journeyed through so many weight loss attempts over the past 3 and 4 decades. So, right, we have quite a few blocks to our success in a weight loss journey. Did I miss any? Let me know in the comments below if there's anything that comes to your mind about a block that you're having. I think I'll explore this topic a lot more in future videos since I'm doing a lot of research right now for my book, but I do have a few strategies that I have been using successfully that I wanted to leave you with today. The first thing I do is I write. I write it all out. I journal. I'm writing a book. It really helps to get it all out. Even seeing things on paper and going back and reading things I wrote 6 months ago and the progress that I've made, writing it out, I guarantee you, is going to help you in this journey. Another really important thing I've done in my journey is I took small steps. I don't think I've ever done a video about how exactly I landed on keto, so I will do that, starting with the very first baby step I took of quitting sugared cream in my coffee. That was the most amazing step I took to launch me on the successful journey. So, small steps, don't discount that. Another thing I've done in this journey, particularly, is I have a lot of mantras that I repeat to myself. One is attributed to C.S. Lewis, but I can't find any confirmation of that. But it says something like, you can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. I had that saying plastered all over my house, all over my office, in my bathroom, everywhere I was, in my car, and that was so super motivating. And another favorite one I have is actually a favorite scripture, and I'm not going to quote it for you right now, but I do have a PDF below linked in the comments that if you'd like to grab a copy of that, it's from a favorite psalm where it encourages you to look up to where your help comes from. So go ahead and grab that if you're interested. Another really important thing I did was I fixed my sleep. And I can make a whole video about this as well, but sleep is so, so important to your entire well-being. And it all comes back to fixing your hormones too, because it's all about the hormones, which is what I always say. Another thing you have to do is you have to learn how to relax. Like I talked about stress, I've actually been working really hard on relaxing and cutting myself a break and trying to reduce my cortisol level. I can't lose weight if I'm super stressed and my cortisol level is sky high. And then one other thing I would like to suggest is if none of these strategies work for you, there is absolutely no shame in getting professional help for your weight loss journey. I certainly wish I would have done that over the unsuccessful 3 decades that I tried to lose weight. I carried guilt and shame with me for decades. It is one major reason why I'm so thankful I found the low carb way of eating because it very quickly energized me and it very quickly removed the brain fog and helped me think clearer, and it helped me make my way through this very difficult emotional journey. But don't be afraid to get help if you need it. So, in conclusion, I didn't really acknowledge the deeply emotional issues of my weight loss problems until recently. So, I think it's important that we all take the time to identify what our roadblocks are, what is derailing us, what is that feeling that you're feeling that's making you sit on the couch and binge snack on things. You need to start writing it down, friends. Hopefully, the strategies I gave you, you can start implementing them to help you toss off those decades, years of emotional baggage and bring you into your own weight loss success. I'm super excited for you to all to discover your own physical emotional, and spiritual healing in your joyful journey. So before you go, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and please give this video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment and share it if you think it could be the spark to igniting someone else's own successful weight loss journey. Come back next week and I'll go a little bit deeper in exploring some of these emotional baggage topics. Have a great week and don't forget to always choose joy. Bye, friends.